Alright, now we move on to the episode The Doctor Dances, which is a continuation of the story. So, as we pick up from where we left off, the Doctor, Rose, and Jack are surrounded by a bunch of the gas mask people going, "Hey, my mummy!" And they get out, and Jack reveals he has a spaceship, which we already knew, but he reveals this to the Doctor, and he has a teleporter. Because they find themselves stuck in a... Okay, so they get out of this by the Doctor yelling, "Go to your room." He told the kid to go to his room. And so where's the first place the Doctor goes? To where they had the kid locked up. Not thinking that, wouldn't that mean that's his room? Because they're listening to tape of the recording of... Listening to a recording of a session that Dr. Constantine, introduced in the previous episode, was having with the kid Jamie. To which all he replied was, "Are you my mummy? Are you my mummy?" And it starts making a weird sound, and you can hear the kid still talking. And Rose is like, "What's that sound?" And the Doctor says, "The tape run out." And they can still hear him talking because I told him to go to his room. "That would be here." He turns around, and he's right there. Jack has this, it's a sonic laser, which can create this big square, and they can go through it, and he does it again, and goes to the wall, and that's how they escape here. And they find their way to another place, and they can't get out. But Jack uses his ship to escape. It's only keyed to his DNA, so he's got to reset. And this is where the Doctor and Rose talk about dancing, which is, the Doctor dances. And they don't necessarily dance, they just start talking before Jack beams them onto his ship. They didn't even notice it. And this is where they subtly, not really, introduce the nanogenes. They repair his hand. Rose was hurt in a previous episode, and the nanogenes healed him. And this is what we'll continue it later. So, Jack claims that the pod was a space trash. It was a medical thing, and it was a medical facility, a medical vessel, and it crashed in the middle of London. Otherwise, we also follow Nancy as the thing's being called off, and she gets caught, and she blackmails someone, the guy who owns the house, because apparently he's secretly doing homosexual things. In 1941, they take liberties with this. And they do it again later with Jack. Jack is an LGBT character, if you didn't know. And he claims, like, Rose says she's going to go flirt with the officer, and he says, he's not your type. In 1941, though, did they have people like that in 1941? I mean, you wouldn't want to be black in 1941, let alone gay or lesbian. Was that a thing? And another thing I'm going to go on to is, spoiler of course, is that they reveal that Nancy is the mummy, the mother of this child, Jamie. And they say teenage pregnancy. Well, was there such thing as teenage pregnancy in 1941? Because I'm unfamiliar on that. I don't know. I understand the story would work. I think it would work better in a more contemporary setting. But 1941 is a little sketchy for me. It just kind of... It's like, would that really happen or would it not? I don't know. But yeah, and it's easy to figure out. And to me, why did this need to be two parts? Other than a film episode thing. Because, most of both episodes are them running from the gas mask. and bunch of talk. Really, you could have had this be one episode. Because it makes the doctor look like an idiot for not figuring it out. I figured it out faster than the doctor did. They're going after Nancy. They're saying, "Are you my mummy?" She must be the kid's mother. As much as she keeps saying it's her brother, she has to be the kid's mother because they're going after her. They keep saying, "Are you my mummy?" And how do they explain how this is happening? Nanogenes. Apparently, the thing fell on the kid and nanogenes tried to repair him and it turned him into this. Apparently they can bring back an entire leg because there's an old lady there who says that when she came in to see the doctor she had one leg. Now she has both of them. Really? Nanogenes are that, well, from the future, but come on. And Jack sacrifices himself. Well, he tries to, but Doctor and Rose save him in the TARDIS, and he becomes part of the team for a couple episodes now. And yeah, I think Captain Jack is one of the better characters on here. He's a con artist, but he gets his redemption in this two-parter. I just don't think it needs to be two parts. There's a lot of filler in both of these episodes that isn't necessary. And the fact that the doctor doesn't realize the truth until towards the end of the second episode makes the doctor look like an idiot. And the doctor is not an idiot. The writers of these episodes, I know why they did it. I'm not going to go down on them, but I know why they did it. Because they had to fill out a two-parter, so we had to wait till the very last part of the second part, the very end of the second part, to figure it out. But when you do that, it makes the doctor look stupid. And he's not. Despite how many times he has that stupid grin on his face. But I'm just saying, the doctor would have figured it out. Tennant's doctor would have figured it out earlier. I'm just saying, this was early in the show's run. You know, you know what I mean. And this version's run. But I don't know. I just think perhaps it was unnecessary as a two-parter. One episode could have covered this fine. There was a lot of filler, a lot of scenes where they were just talking, character development, sure, but wasn't. I don't really think it's that necessary. Like, did there need to be a scene where Nancy gets caught by the people in that house? No. Do you need to explain where she gets the wire cutters from? No. Does she need to extort the guy? You know, blackmail the guy for having a homosexual relationship with someone else? No. You could take that little chunk out because we already established in the first part, in the first episode, in a empty child, that she goes to people's houses and she steals things. So you didn't have to have a scene of her bribing someone to get something. She could have just snuck out and then went to her gone back to the place where everyone else was and say, "I need these." Something she stole from before. You know, or you could have put it in the scene as she was going through stuff. She grabs the wire cutters and puts them in the bag. That's all you need to do. But you have extra scenes because you need to split it out to two parts when you didn't need to. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? This is an unnecessary two-parter. A lot of it was filler, and it just went on forever. But it did introduce us to Captain Jack, so that's good, and that's probably the only good thing on there. I thought this was going to be my top 5, maybe not. But who knows? Until then, what are your thoughts on this? I don't know what to tell that. Thoughts on this episode in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.